Hey, I just got off a Zoom meeting with like-minded individuals, and it was so wonderful. But I want to share this visual that I received as soon as I got off. See, there's a weight on this planet that the angels are trying to shine a light on, like a light of awareness on something. In all the dark corners and in all the mucky places, the angels are trying to, through us, through vessels who are here, who perceive the love that they are, who understand that God is a reflection of everyone, everything, everywhere, trying to shed this light and amplify it to everyone, so there's not one being who will be left on this planet who does not understand completely that yes, you can, and yes, you deserve everything that your heart desires. Not all the illusion and everything that has been programmed here to say, oh, you deserve this if you're from this sect, and you deserve this if you're from that religion, and you're gonna go here if you're from this family, and all this stupidity, which is false. And while that's happening, I had this visual and I want to share it. I don't know if I'm gonna do it good, but help me out. There are many of us who've gone through so much. I don't think there's a human on the planet who has not gone through some kind of trauma. And I did this myself. I owned my trauma. I owned my trauma and my pain so much that I made it real. I literally formed it into a thing. It became tangible for years in my life. And I'm trying to give you a visual of what I got. I made it so real that it had a place in my life, and I didn't just do that because of the trauma I experienced when I was 12 to 13 years old. Yes, it happened to me, but I didn't know how to express myself through it, and I thought that I left it behind, but instead what I did is I created a ball of trauma so big, so tangible, so powerful that I owned it. And here's what it did. I owned it so much, and I thought that I needed it so much that I attached a frequency to it. So a song would come on, even on my best days years later, and it would take me back to the trauma at 12. A movie would come on, and the frequency or something would happen, and it would trigger me, and it would take me back, and I would take back up this trauma, and I would own it again. Up to the age of 41 years old before I understood how to transmute this trauma. See, my angel showed me that every time I did that over the years, what I kind of did, which is going to sound horrible to somebody else who's been through trauma, but understand that I've been there too. I became my own abuser over these years, all these years, because I created something that represented the trauma instead of understand. I lived it through. I overcame. I appreciate the fact that you were there. I created you. I am your creator, which means you're my slave. So, okay, I need you no more. Go. Transmute it to love. I did not know how to do that. And the reason why is this. For years, between the age of 13 to the age of 41, I would not look myself in the mirror. I would not directly look at my reflection back in the mirror, because when I looked, and I didn't realize this until after my NDE, when I looked, I kept seeing the 12 and the 13-year-old me who felt unprotected, who felt unsafe, who felt as if I did something wrong, who felt shameful. So I was well dressed as 41 and I was being successful and doing all these things. However, there was this 13-year-old inside me that was still burdened, that I still carried, because I had this tangible trauma that I created. And I did not know how to part ways with it without letting go of the 12-year-old me. And my guides taught me how to do that, how to look in the mirror and start to reflect back on me and love myself. And not just that, face this 12-year-old me and say, I love you and I'm proud of you. And because of you, this is who I am, and there is no shame on you, and there's no trauma left on you, because I am washing it clean and I'm throwing it away. And I am not just throwing it away to leave an empty space. I am replacing this space with love. I love you, not with condition. I don't love you just because you don't have freckles today. I don't love you because you're not at the same right weight today. I love you simply because you're you and you're love, and you are a part of God as much as I am. I love you because you were brave enough to bring me through to where I am. But baby girl, the 12-year-old, the 7-year-old you, the 3-year-old you, wherever you started to carve and create this trauma, this pain, I want you to face it today. It's not an easy road, but all you have to do is say yes. And the angels and the guides and God guides you through it. But you have to identify this thing that you created. The most tangible thing that my guides told me is that pain, trauma, all these sub-emotions of love, they're extremely patient. For years, what I did was I didn't face it. When it would come up, I would close the door, and I don't want to deal with that. I don't want to talk to that. I don't want to see a therapist. I don't want to talk about it. But what I didn't realize, it every time that I thought that it died, it just made the little me inside heavier, feeling more unwanted, feeling more unsafe. And because of that, it led to choices that I made as an adult, thinking that, oh my gosh, I need love from the outside. I need acceptance on the outside. I have to be successful at every single thing, no matter what, because I have to prove that I deserve to be here. I have to prove that I am worthy. And although I was doing that on the outside, I never looked at me. I never checked within to say, you know what? You are worthy, and I'm telling you that you're worthy, and I love you because you are me. And it sounds taboo saying this, but you have no idea how healing that is. So, the patience that trauma and pain and all these sub-emotion has, it's always going to be lurking somewhere. In the sound of music, wherever you attach it to, because we want to own it so much, we put it in the water banks up here in the brain, and as soon as the song comes on, it brings us right back to where trauma lives. And when it does that, it brings us right back, breaking us all the way down, hitting rock bottom, and we relive the same thing over and over again. And what it does also, every other emotion that's attached to that frequency, that sadness, it also brings it back up. It starts to pull it back up, and you find yourself in no time, if you're still holding on to that frequency, that low energy of hate, of bitterness, of trauma, of being ashamed. It keeps bringing back every experience you've ever had in your life to that moment, things you never remembered for years. It brings it all back up. Why? Because it's attaching itself to this frequency. It's this wavelength. And as it goes, it picks up everything that was there. Nothing is ever forgotten. And what you have to do is face this. Okay, I understand. Okay, I understand that song. That's not my song. I'm not owning it anymore. I'm not owning this trauma, this pain. I made you, so I created you. You're my slave. So you know what? I release you, and I'm replacing it with love. And now the hard part is facing yourself. Looking in that mirror, not just looking at your freckles or the issues, because you have none. Looking through you, back to the 12-year-old, the 7-year-old, the wherever age you started building on this sub-emotion from love. And feed this being, this beautiful light, unconditional love. No conditions. I love you, but you should have. I love you, but you could have. No. Just, I love you. And when you start doing this more and more, you find yourself, the first day you probably can only look within your eyes for 5 seconds. And you keep practicing, and the next day maybe you can do it for 5 minutes. And you keep looking at yourself, and you'll find that the mirror will no longer start telling you lies. because it starts to reflect back to you the love that you are. It reciprocates what you feed it. Over the years, every time you looked in the mirror, you saw something imperfect. The mirror lied because of the thoughts that you held here of the shame. Although you had on the really good clothes and people said, oh my gosh, you looked so good, you're so successful, there's this voice back there that says, yes, but you're tarnished. Nobody will love you. You don't deserve. I have to settle in this relationship because nobody else will love me. Because every time you stood in the mirror, you fed yourself this information and the mirror gave it back to you. This analogy for me was perfect through my healing with my guides. You have no idea. And I bawled for days and days and days because I couldn't believe that I, over the years, was so mean to myself while I was being kind to everyone else I met. You have no idea how many people have talked through getting themselves back on their feet. I was so good at telling them what to do. However, I was being the meanest thing to myself. There's nothing that anyone else was saying out there that was hurting me. However, I kept saying so. Oh my gosh, they're so mean. It was actually me. And the minute my guides taught me this and I started to look in the mirror, y'all, I can now start walking in a mirror. I lost my hair a couple months ago and I don't even care. Look at me. I don't have long hair on anymore and I am beautiful within myself right now. There's nothing or nobody who can say anything to deplete me ever again in this life. Why? Because I created and owned the trauma that happened to me, not understanding that it wasn't my weight to carry. That person has that weight and they have to face God with that at some point. But I overcame. Where is the celebration for that period of my life where you overcame it? Where is you celebrating yourself, patting yourself on the shoulder, hugging yourself, looking at yourself in the mirror and say, you did it? Where is that? Why did you own the trauma and keep abusing yourself over and over again, going back to where hurt was, going back to where pain was, because you don't understand how to let it go? Well, I tell you today, the only thing I want you to own starting from this day, you create a love bubble for yourself. You see this? This is how the angels showed me, and it was an orb of multiple colors, and they said, this is love, and this is how powerful it is. And the more you feed it, the bigger it got. And it was love. And when you create the pain and the trauma, it's a sub-emotion. It has nothing to do with love. And once you hold on to that, you can't have love in this hand. You need both hands. So you have to now choose to let go of the weight that you're carrying, the relationship that isn't working, the job that is completely depleting you. Trust the process, trust the universe, trust God. Let go of this belief system that is completely making you feel like you don't deserve. All this slave mentality, let it go. And now you're free this hand to hold on to love and allow it to expand. It's beautiful. I did not do my mic fell. I did not do a very good job articulating what I saw, but it's magnificent. If you could close your eyes and just think of yourself as whatever age you were. I'm seeing myself as 13 years old, just getting past the abuse that nobody understood. And I thought I should have spoke up more. I thought I should have defended myself more. And I took that with me until the age of 41. Whatever age you are, you deserve love. Not from the outside world first. You deserve love from you first. And listen to me, when you do that, love is going to be running after you. You're going to have to be closing the door. Say no more love for today. Because a light shines around you when you accept love in yourself. It's so much that it becomes infectious. People just want to be around you. People will see you on the streets and just want to tell you their problems because they see a light around you. I want you to be that love today. And I hope you understand what I said. I hope you can let go of these balls of muck that you've created over the years like I did. And I hope this video helps somebody because that's all I wanted to do. Just to help you to let go of anything that does not serve you, especially now. We're in a time now where It's time to be light. The angel showed me a couple weeks ago that your heart should become as light as a feather. It doesn't mean you have to let go of these things that are weighted. Let it go. Something is working on that. Leave it alone. And spend time. Use both hands and harness love for yourself. And it will reciprocate throughout your household. People will start to change if they're receptive to your frequency. Start being kinder. Your neighborhood, the bus that you drive on, the people at the gas station you meet every day, it is so infectious. So this light that we're starting to spread across this world, let it start with you, okay? Start loving you. Get a mirror tonight. Look in that mirror and speak to that baby girl, that baby boy who felt misunderstood, who probably still feels misunderstood. I don't understand this world. I don't want to be here no more. Yeah, I felt that too. But see, the world that we're going to go when we drop this bodysuit, it's always there to welcome us anyway. That is the ultimate home. But the reason why we're here now, because we are boots on the ground. And some of us are only here to save one life. Some of us are here to save millions. But no job is minute. Everyone is important because we are a part of a massive cell family. And we all have a job to do. So start your first assignment. Love you.